guys, and welcome back to another video. This is The Connect. I'm your host Sam. So we have a lot of things to talk about. So yesterday around 6 o'clock, I believe, there was a breaking news that Messi was going to announce that he's staying in Barcelona. Yeah, a lot of people excited about that, right? But now my question is this, like, everyone are wondering all over the world, what does this mean now from now on to wherever we'll be going? What is going to happen? What can we say? If Messi said he's staying, what does that actually mean? I know he said a lot of things in the press conference when he was being asked the questions, and some of the questions, of course, he had to say to make people happy, the Barcelona fans and stuff. But I feel like there's gonna be a difference between the Messi we knew and this Messi now, cause it seems like his love for the club is what stopped him from taking Barcelona to court, because this story was only going to end when these guys went to court. So now our questions is, what's next for this? Now what does this mean? That's what we're asking. What does this mean? Cause now let me try to cover some of the. Let me read something that I said here yesterday. I'm going to continue in the club because the president told me that's the only way to live. That's the only way to live was to pay 700 million euro close, and that it's impossible. So that Barcelona were sticking with that case that we did put that clause in your contract that you can walk away from this, but the time has passed, and no matter what, the only way you're gonna leave the club is if any club comes and say that they will pay 700 million for you to leave the club. So that's the only way he's staying, not because he wants to go or what. He had a case though. He actually believed that he had a court case, but it seems like he wasn't interested in actually focusing on the court case. But before I go anyway, guys, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share this to everyone who's interested in to find out more about our thoughts and whatever that is happening in this Messi issue, or in this Messi saga, if I could say. So the other thing that I said, that I wasn't happy and I wanted to leave. I have not been allowed to do this in any way, and I will stay in the club as not to get into a legal dispute. So the only reason this guy is staying is because he doesn't want to take Barcelona to court. That's the only reason, not because of the love. Of course, they love the club, but that's the reason why he's not taking them to court. But the only reason he's staying is because he doesn't want to be doing those legal disputes with the club. He thought that after 20 years of serving the club, after helping Barcelona win all those trophies that he won under him, they were going to give him this, only this, for him to walk away. But not exactly. The management of the club, led by Bartomeu, is disaster. That's what Messi is saying. The management that is led by the Barcelona president is disaster. So that could be one of the reasons he wanted to leave the club. Or is it the only reason he wanted to leave the club? Because what he's saying here is that he has always wanted to leave, but I don't know now, because of this thing that is leading into court cases and stuff, he feels like he has to stay because he doesn't want to take the club he loves, Barcelona, to court. Now my question is that, does this mean that Barcelona board used the love of the club that Messi has to get away with murder here? Because he had a chance to leave, and he could leave if he had taken this to the court. That's what we believe. He would have lived. He could have walked away, but it seems like Barcelona just made it so difficult for him. And because he loves the club, he doesn't love the people who are managing the club. He loves the club, like the brand Barcelona. So he doesn't want to take the brand to the court. But not taking the brand to court is just not taking all those people who are a disaster, like he's saying, to court. So what does this mean now? What is going to change? Does this mean that Barcelona are going to sack their president, like they have been saying, the members of the board? Or does this mean that they're going to try to talk to Messi and see if they can reach a point where they can actually agree on something? Because I'm telling you, I believe that Messi won't be the Messi we have known for this long time. He won't be the same player after this. After all the things that they went with the manager and stuff like that, I don't think he'll be the same player that we know. And I think this is going to tarnish his name as well. Because I don't think he's going to perform like he has always been under Koeman, which is going to lead him sometimes being substituted. I think this is going to be a hard year for Barcelona. I don't even know what is the purpose. Is it because Barcelona want to keep Messi just to make profit out of selling shirts or whatever for the Nike stuff and stuff like that? Or selling the brand Messi? Because, of course, we know that if a club that has Messi always gets more money because what a lot of fans follows the person. But too many questions to ask ourselves. Let me read what he says again. I told the club president that I wanted to go. I've been telling him, oh yeah. Mark this. He said he has been telling the club president, oh yeah. So it means that when the season was ended, remember it was postponed by the pandemic. It means that when the season was ended, Messi was told by some people, I think, or people were advising him to wait until the pandemic extension of the season was actually over for him to make his decision. And he did, and that gave Barcelona the upper hand to say that we'd given you this chance for you to do this thing before the season ended. And Messi was saying that, yes, I understand this issue, what you're saying, but at the same time, I felt like because of the extension of the pandemic, we were going to actually understand that this is what was happening and you're going to let me go. But Barcelona's board, they had other things in mind. The truth is it has been there's been no project or anything for a long time. There are jungles and cover holes as things go by. I think one thing that I'm seeing in some of the things that I'm reading here, Messi, something that is making him leave Barcelona as well is that he's not happy, or the reason why he wanted to leave the club is because he's not happy with the management of Barcelona. Because after 20 years of playing for the club, winning, becoming a club legend like you are, I think he has earned the right to choose what he wants to do with his future. I think he has earned, and Barcelona deserve to give him that right. It might be okay right now that he's telling you that he's not leaving and all the things are okay to you guys, but I don't think this is anywhere over or anywhere coming to an over. I don't even think this is over. Trust me. We are going to see it in this first part before we go to the January transfer that something actually needs to change. Let me hear what he said here. I would never go to court against Barcelona because it's the club that I love. I know that it never crossed my mind to take Barca to court. So like I was saying, Barcelona board used the love of Barcelona that Messi has to win their case at the court. So I want to hear your thoughts, guys. What do you think? What do you think of all the things that we have covered at the moment? What do you think? And how do you see this case ending? Is it going to be all happy and gloom and Barcelona are going to win trophies like they've always been doing? Because if the board are thinking that keeping Messi is going to help the club win the trophies, I'm afraid that they might be mistaken. That's what I think. I'm afraid that they might be mistaken. I don't think that will ever even work. The funny part is this. There are other cases, there are other stories that are out there, like Chelsea signing Juventus. It should be something that we should be talking about. And the other rumors to cover, but the Messi story is just taking everything right now. The whole world is watching this, I should say. So we'll get back to other transfer news, but we have to cover this one, guys. So you have to understand. Wow, it's really trending. So Messi, I wasn't happy and I wanted to leave, and I've not been allowed that. think I've read this. Let me go to the next one. Breaking news: Lionel Messi announced that he will stay. He is staying with Barcelona for 2020-2021 season. Source the goal. Messi, I will continue at Barcelona, and my attitude won't change no matter how much I've wanted to go. I told the club president that I want to go. I wanted to go. I've been telling him all year. Now, this is the part that is interesting here. Here, the way he's saying my attitude at the club won't change. Here, why am I saying that it is interesting? Because Messi hasn't been in training, if you remember, or you've been told. He's not been training. He didn't go for the test, for the corona test that the players went through. At the same time, the Barcelona board are trying to keep him. So the attitude of Messi has already changed. That's what I'm just trying to say. The attitude of Messi has already changed, and no matter what he says, that it will not change just to impress the public or to give so that people see the good guy part. I'm telling you, this, no matter whatever they try to do to sugarcoat it, to hide it, Messi and Barcelona's relationship is no more. And you are going to see it. This season that is coming is going to be evidence of that. You're going to see it all, and it's going to make all sense that you understand what's happening here. But I don't see any good thing happening from this. That's what I think. The best way, I think, for this case to actually be sorted is if Barcelona let Messi go. That's the best thing that they can actually do for themselves. Just let the player go. Because it's better to have a player who wants to play for you, wholeheartedly, who's actually concerned and interested in the project you are starting, than to have a star, a player who's so good, who doesn't want to play for you, but you're forcing him to play for you. That doesn't work, and that doesn't help any cases at all. For example, let me give you an example. The Alex Sanchez and United situation. I remember Sanchez yesterday announced that after first session with the team of Manchester United, he wanted to leave the club. So what happened when Sanchez was at the club, it's because he wasn't happy to play at the club. The same with what is happening here with Messi. He's saying that his attitude won't change, but we know it will change, and you are gonna see it, and you're gonna see what will be happening. So let's wait and see, guys. We'll keep a closer look on it. Let me see if I've forgotten something here. Messi, when I communicated my wishes to leave the club to my wife and children, it was a brutal drama. The whole family began to cry. My children did not want to leave Barcelona. I think this is just saying to impress the Barcelona fans. That's what I think. That one, talking about the children and what that they don't want to leave, is just a player who's just actually trying to accept the situation that he's not being allowed to leave, and he's trying to create at least something, maybe a point of need where they are gonna meet between the Barcelona fans and Messi, or maybe the Barcelona board and Messi. Let me just say a point of the point where they're gonna meet between Barcelona and the player, because the player wants to leave. So if he's saying that is why the children didn't want to leave Barcelona, he's just saying this to impress all the fans, so that they might say that, yeah, Mateo was standing with us, that he didn't want his father to leave Barcelona, but we all know the player wanted to go. It doesn't matter about the drama of whatever he's saying. The player wanted to go. You made it impossible for him to leave as the Barcelona board, and for that you are gonna suffer the consequences next season. Your wage, your club is going to drop dramatically, and you are gonna be walked over. Even if Messi is in the club, even if he's holding the club unbent as the captain, I'm telling you, you're gonna feel it. It's gonna hurt you so much. So let's continue. Let's see what else he said that could actually be interesting. I thought, and I was sure that I was free to leave. The president always said that at the end of the season I could decide if I want to stay or not. Now they're clinging to the fact that I didn't say it before the 10th of June, before June 10. Yeah, that's the only thing that they were gonna hold on to say. because they actually had nothing to keep you in the club. They actually had nothing to hold on to you in the club. So that's the only thing that they could say, that we could keep you until the 10th of June or whatever they were saying. So he thought he was free to leave, and he deserved to leave after all he has done for the club. I don't believe even a Real Madrid fan, even a Barcelona fan can refuse the fact, or can actually say that Messi hasn't done as much as he could for the club of Barcelona. He has been a servant for the club. He has actually won a lot of things for the club. So he deserved to leave as a free man. Like they had put in the contract. Remember, this thing was put in the contract by the Barcelona board themselves when they were setting this new contract for Messi. They did put this in the contract so that they allow the player to actually leave. But not anymore. They feel like they have an idea, or they have whatever they want to achieve with the player in the new project that Ronald Koeman has. I wonder what's going to happen with this project, but I don't see anything out of this project coming out that we can actually talk about. It's just a waste of time, pushing time, just trying to hope that at least the player is there. But as a Barcelona fan, I am saying that this is not good. I let the player go. Messi, there was another way, and it was going to trial. Barcelona gave me everything, and I gave it everything. I know that it never crossed my mind to take Barcelona to court. So exactly what it's saying, that there was a way to deal with this case, and the only way to deal with this case was to put it in the owner's hands, or in the judge's hands, if I may say. But it seems like the player, because of how loyal he is to the club, he decided to walk away without actually putting the case to the court or anyhow. So in other words, what we can say is this: Barcelona used the what can I say, the emotions or the loyalty that Messi has for the club or for the brand Barcelona and the fans against him, so that they push him and they keep him in the club. He wanted to walk away, but they didn't give him that chance or that right to actually walk away. So it's really crazy now how things are now, and how situations are standing right now. We wonder what's going to happen next, because that's all we are hoping for. The next, what's going to happen? I know, when is the La Liga season starting? I'm not really sure, but I knew that if Messi had walked away from Barcelona, a lot of people are gonna lose the love for actually watching La Liga. Not in Spain. I'm talking about the people around the world who supports Barcelona and even Messi. Some people actually joined Barcelona because of Messi, so they were gonna lose a lot of people who actually watches the league. That's why La Liga made sure that they were supporting Barcelona all the way, so that at least they convinced this man to stay, because he's actually holding La Liga in terms of viewership in all different countries and all over the world. So this is how the situation is turned out to be, guys. Messi and Barcelona are continuing with their relationship, even though none parties are happy. No, the other party is happy, but the most important party of this story is not happy, which is Lionel Messi, because he's actually the one who makes change, who actually attracts a lot for this club. But if he's not given his wishes, then what can we say? So we will wait and see what happens next season. I'm telling you that out of all that has went through and whatever that has happened with the club, they're gonna reap whatever they saw in this decision that they've made for the player. And it's not gonna be easy, as I always say. It's not gonna be easy, but they have to face whatever that happens. Are they going to spend the whole season making him sit down on the bench like what Real Madrid did with Gareth Bale, in a way of punishing them? But you can't punish a player like Messi, especially if he has his contract is ending in 1 year. I don't know. We'll wait and see, guys. We'll keep exactly on a closer look, because a lot of people will be watching this. I'm 100% sure that a lot of people are going to put their eyes on this case, watching what's going to happen next, because we know that the player wanted to go, but they didn't give him that right, and they used his love for the club against him, and now they're keeping him they're keeping him at the club not because he wants to stay, but they're forcing him to stay. So we wait and see what happens next, because it's gonna hurt the club first. It's gonna hurt the branding of the club, and it's gonna hurt their name if he doesn't deliver what he says he promised he would deliver, because we are 100% sure he's not going to deliver what he said he would deliver. That's the situation at the moment. That's where we stand right now. So we'll keep watching. We'll keep a closer look on the situation, guys, and we'll tell you anything that changes. But the Barcelona said, but the Lionel Messi said he's going to start cooperating, and he's not going to change his attitudes towards Barcelona. And we'll see. Maybe today he's going to training today, because Barcelona are training today, I believe. We'll wait and see. We'll hear the news after the first training, because everyone are still keeping their eyes on this issue. Even if they're saying it's over, they'll keep their eyes on the issue. But at the same time, I feel like the player was done. Now the other question that I have: what does this mean for Manchester City? Manchester City had fallen in love with this, as they were the front runners to get Messi because of the relationship between Messi and Guardiola. It seemed like it was a match made in heaven, that Messi was going to join Manchester City 100%. So what does this mean? What is next for Pep Guardiola? What does he do? Is he going to entertain the fact that Barcelona refused to let Messi go and they're just going to wait for a year and move on with the next stage? Or are they going to take money in their own pocket and actually bid for the player so that he comes to Manchester City? Or what's going to happen? Because remember, Pep Guardiola believes that if he has Messi in his club, he can actually win what they've always been wanting to win, which is the Champions League. So now, because he can no longer get Messi, what's his next issue? What is his next stage? Now, what's the next step for Manchester City? What do? They go for Koulibaly. I heard that Koulibaly, they can't get him because they're still angry that Napoli made Jorginho to go to Chelsea, which is just weird and crazy how prideful Manchester City can be sometimes. Or they feel like they're okay and they can always compete to go after whatever they want. So we have to wait and see. Because remember, the Messi said he's staying, but does that mean Manchester City are accepting that? Because they can always bid for him. That's what Barcelona are saying. Bid for the player for 700 million euro, then you get the player. But at the same time, if Manchester City does that, it means that now they are facing the consequences of the financial fair play. And they'll be, what can I say? They'll be suspended, but we have always known, and we've always known this, that financial fair play has turned out to be a joke these days in the Premier League, and the Manchester City made it so when they were supposed to be suspended last year. So they are still already in the red zone of the financial fair play books. So do you think they go after a player like that for that amount of money? It's gonna be crazy to look. Remember, they have oil money, they have money in their club. Their owners are just filthy rich, so they can spend as much as they want. So we have to wait and see what happens. What's the next step for Guardiola? Because now, a surprise that people doesn't know now. If Messi is leaving after 1 year, if he goes to Manchester City, he's going to Manchester City without Guardiola. Because guess what? The contract of Guardiola is also ending at the same time whereas Messi's contract is ending at Barcelona. So they were saying that they were looking on Pochettino to be the replacement of Guardiola if Guardiola doesn't sign a new contract. But we know that Guardiola wanted to win at least the Champions League. So what's next? Those are the questions that we are rising now. There are a lot of things that are happening. So it's interesting to see how this thing is going to play out. And we will be there keeping our eyes on it, hoping that we see what happens, because just a lot of things are happening now, guys. And at the moment now, what we know is that Messi is going nowhere. He's staying at Barcelona, and we'll wait and see what happens next. What does that mean for Guardiola? Pepe Guardiola. Interesting. So let me move on to other transfer news, guys. So the other breaking news was that Kai has actually signed a contract with Chelsea. So in other words, it's now a done deal. Kai can actually start playing with Chelsea, as you can see over there. So done deal. AC Milan have signed brand deals from Real Madrid on a season-long loan. Oh, good luck to him. At the same time, we're hearing that done deal. Chelsea have signed Kai Havertz from Bayern Leverkusen for an initial of around £72 million on a 5-year contract. so says Chelsea. So, like I told you guys, I'm gonna be doing something later on, maybe or before 2 or 3 days before the Premier League starts. Right now, I think that the Premier League is left with 7 days. Yeah, it's almost a week before Premier League starts. Yeah, it is a week. It is a week. So we are excited that the Premier League is about to start, and Chelsea has actually changed the whole club. The whole club of Chelsea has been changed, and they're still going after a keeper. And we heard that they're after the Manchester United keeper, second goalkeeper of the gear. Now he has lost the second goalkeeper option, which has been taken by Dean Anderson. So Romano could be going to Chelsea anytime soon. We'll keep you updated with the development of that story. But Chelsea has changed the whole team, and all the players who are in Chelsea have no apparent, what can I say? They have no idea what Premier League is all about. They have no anything that they can say about the Premier League. So do you think they're gonna succeed? Remember, the Premier League, they refused. The Premier League clubs refused this thing that was set, this rule that was set by FIFA of doing 5 substitutions. So it means that if Lampard put his team, only 3 players are gonna be changed. So I wonder what's going to happen in the game against Liverpool, because that's the first test of this Chelsea Football Club. Because the first game they're playing Brighton, yes, they can win that one, but the second game they're playing Liverpool, that is the game we are gonna keep our eyes on. We wanna watch what happens on that. So we wait and see how are they going to do. Are they going to beat the champions of England? We wait and see. The second team in the world at the moment. Yeah. Oh, Liverpool is still the second team in the world right now, guys, as we stand. So we have to wait and see what happens, guys. But we'll keep a closer look on it, and we'll keep you updated on what Lampard will be doing next season. Done deal. West Brom have signed Gary Daguano, I think, from West Ham for an undisclosed fee. Dani Ceballos, I think, he has rejoined Arsenal for a second successful season-long loan. Source Arsenal, as they show celebrating him, showing his pictures holding the FA Cup, the only trophy that Arsenal won this season. And no, the Community Shield, yeah, but the Community Shield is for 2020-2021. So Arsenal is the only team that has already won a trophy, guys, before the season even began. Done deal. Arsenal signed Dani Ceballos from Real Madrid on a season-long loan. Dani Ceballos, why are they writing it? He drinks Ella, he eats Pella, and the boy is fucking magic. Who's that saying that? It's Arsenal. They're celebrating whatever they're doing here. I think that's the reason why they put those emoji. I think they explain the situation. Okay. So let's move on to other transfer news, guys. Let's move on to other transfer news. So let me hear your thoughts and your comments on the new season that is coming. What are you seeing happening? What can you say about the new season? Let's been a closer look. So don't forget to congratulations to those people who are clicking subscribe to this channel, guys. Thank you very much. Your support is the reason why we do all these things that we do, guys. And we see it every day, and we also appreciate. Thank you very much for your support, guys, and I hope that you continue doing that. Let me see if I can actually start somewhere. Okay. So breaking news: Manchester City logo on a 75 million euro Koulibaly bid. According to Fabio Romero, Napoli are expecting Manchester City to submit a new offer worth including add-ons of around 75 million euro for Koulibaly. He added on Twitter, talks are still progressing, so slow because of no direction contract between the two clubs. So interesting thing that is happening in this Koulibaly issue. Manchester City are talking with Napoli over the signing of Koulibaly. But unlike any other transfer news that usually happens where the players, the representatives go meet face to face and they talk about the issue, there are no any progress because they are not looking at each other face to face because unfortunately Manchester City are still angry about Napoli letting Jorginho joining Chelsea rather than joining Manchester City, which is just weird to think about it, but that's the case we are being told, guys. Let's see what happens. That's Napoli are waiting for the new official bid after the whole Messi U10. Are City ready to concentrate on other targets? We have to wait and see. I think it's gonna make City also come back again and join on the Thiago Alcantara situation. Remember, they were interested in him before the Messi issue started, but now the U10 that has happened, I think they'll be coming back again to try to get Thiago Alcantara to Manchester City. At the same time, United are still interested, and Liverpool are still the main men, but they're doing nothing. So we'll wait and see whatever that happens. Evanantis has been reading your tweets. Kai said he has been reading messages from Chelsea fans ahead of joining in a deal worth around 90 million pounds. So it's 72 million pounds plus add-ons, and the add-ons will lead to 90 million pounds. Wow. When asked if he had a message for the Chelsea fans, he said, "Thank you very, very much. I'm glad to be here. I've read long messages from you. They write to my very official on my social media account. I saw them and I can't wait to play in front of them. I'll try to do my best to make them proud." He added, "Chelsea have always been a bigger club and I remember all the bigger players I have played for that I've played for this club. For me, it's a very big step, and I will try my best to help them. It's a very big step for me. A new country. It might be difficult in the first few weeks, but I just want to play football and have fun with the boys. We want to win titles here. I'm trying my best so that we achieve things." So, to achieve things here. So that's what he's saying. He has been reading your Twitters, guys. He is showing his appreciation, which is always good for fans to actually connect with this. So that's the interesting part now, guys. Listen to what he just said. Kai, he just said that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but he's going to try his best to actually work with the club and actually wait so that he actually reach where he wants to be, because he wants to win things with the club. He wants to achieve things with the club. So we have to wait and see what happens. But that's the situation we have at the moment, guys. Chelsea and Kai are now a match made in heaven, and he knows that it's not going to be easy for him to actually work and just go succeed in the first weeks. And guess who is playing with Chelsea is playing within the first weeks? Let me do it. Let me check the first 5 games of Chelsea in the next season. Let me just show you. Those are where you are deciding the first 5 games of Chelsea. Let's see the first 5 games of Chelsea. Let me click here. So I want to check out which games are Chelsea playing next season, the first 5 games of Chelsea, and which teams are they dealing with. So it'll be interesting to find out. So 7 days to go, like I said. Oh, okay. To pass through this thing first. So Chelsea, they're playing Brighton the first week at 9 o'clock, which is on Monday the 14th of September. Then on the 20th of September, which is 6 days later, I think, they're playing Liverpool at home at Stamford Bridge, which is going to be at 5:30. And on 26, they're playing West Brom, so it's going to be an easy one. And then they're playing Crystal Palace. After Crystal Palace, Southampton, then Manchester United. So let's talk about it. It's Brighton, Liverpool, West Brom, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Then the sixth game is United. So it's not gonna be easy, but interesting to find out how this situation is going to grow. But we'll keep you updated, and we'll, like we always do, we'll show you everything that will be happening, guys. This is not gonna be an easy game for Chelsea, but we'll wait and see whatever that goes on. Remember, they are trusting that there's better news for them here after this, after all. So let's see what happens, guys. Are you excited that the Premier League is left with 7 days? I know I am. Jack Wilshere becomes the latest West Ham player to weigh in on Gabriel Denis' situation. The former Arsenal man has egged to the young winger to go and do your thing in the club. That's the respect you that respects you. Oh, Jack Wilshere. Mason closing on Bristol move. Okay, so it means there are no more things here. Let me check out the mirror, guys. Let me check out the mirror and see what we have in terms of the transfer before we decided to call this. So Reds are considering, this news just refused to go away, I have to say. Oh, this was yesterday. So, and this was yesterday's issue. So the other issue was that Alan was spotted at Liverpool hotel, as he prefers to go do his beats with the toughies. Then also Roma has bid a 12 million euro for Smalling. Why is that United are still holding on to Smalling? There's a club that is interested in him. Why can't you just let him go? Because I know that United are not going to be using Smalling next season. Just let the player go if you know that you have no longer have anything to do with him in your plans. Let him go. Let him go play with the club and the people who actually respects him. That's what I think. Let's continue. I've never been following this issue. So like what I was talking about, Chelsea are looking to sign Manchester United star. Chelsea are reportedly ready to scoop the signing of Sergio Romero, who may be allowed to leave Manchester United this summer. The Blues splashed a huge sum of around 71 million for Kepa when Thibaut Courtois left for Real Madrid 2 years ago, but the keeper have been far from convincing. Frank Lampard has his eye on a new short stopper this summer, to the very latest provided competition for the place at Stamford Bridge. So that's the issue we are hearing. Question marks over Messi's buyout clause. Lionel Messi's father, João, has sent a letter to La Liga denying the interpretation of his son's 700 million euro Barcelona buyout clause is still existing. George claimed that the massive clause with Barcelona included in Messi's contract as an insurance expired at the end of last season. If this was proven to be the case, then the Argentina could leave the Camp Nou as free this month should all parties reach an agreement. So that's the situation that was happening in terms of Messi, but now because he's staying, we just have to talk about it and move on. La Liga ensured that a brief statement to completely deny the claim that Lionel Messi at the camp of Barcelona captain is no longer. Yeah, La Liga did that also. It's just a repetition of what is already passed. Gibson said to see Norwich switch. So Gibson is the person that they were talking about who feels like he's not being appreciated, so they're saying he's going to be playing anyway. So there's the other news that came out yesterday, I think. Thiago prefers Liverpool over United. Bayern Munich midfielder Thiago would prefer a move to Liverpool rather than Manchester United, according to the German publication Bleed. The Reds have been heavily linked with the move for the 29-year-old this summer as he prepares to enter the final season of his current contract deal at the newly crowned Champions League winners. United are supposedly being in contract with Thiago over the move, but the Spanish midfielder would prefer to switch to Anfield. Klopp seems to be the main driving force behind Thiago thinking, with Liverpool having more to offer as it stands. We'll wait and see what happens there. So it seems like United are interested in signing Real Madrid star Reguilon, but we still have no any idea what's going to happen. They're still showing interest, and it's being believed that they're interested. Ronaldo and Depay close to Barcelona deal. This was yesterday's news, and Kyle before he signed. Thiago wage demand causing problem. Manchester United boss Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has contracted Thiago midfielder on a potential move to Old Trafford, but what is calling the wage demand is just too much for United to handle. That's the reason that's what I was talking about. He's not interested in going to United. So whenever he's going to United, he's going to call for more money because he doesn't want to go to the club. So I feel like they should just let him go. We have confirmed that Gary Debe has completed a permanent transfer to West Bromwich. That's West Ham confirming. So congratulations to him. We'll wait to see what happens. Villa closed on Watkins. Aston Villa Football Club pursued Brentford Oli Watkins and are closing in on a deal according to Football Insight. Dan Smith is keen on adding strikers to his squad in the coming weeks and sees Winking as the who scored 25 goals last term and as an ideal man. A £20 million transfer clause to be agreed with a 5-year contract on the table. So we wait and see what happens. Danny joining this, and others are just repetition, guys. We've already talked about those ones. That's why we are just passing them. Is Felipe going to join Arsenal? Because the story refused to go away, guys. Okay, what is the other news we have? So Rodriguez in Liverpool. So James Rodriguez is now pictured at Liverpool as a move to Everton looks to be nearing. So that's the other news that is happening. That's other breaking news that is happening, guys. Everton are about to sign Rodriguez as well. So I think I've went through all the transfers that we had. So let me hear your thoughts, guys. Put your comments down below. Let me hear what you think about the Messi incident and the Messi issue, how you think it's going to end up, and at the same time all the transfers that are happening for Chelsea, how it's going to play out, and how are they going to achieve next season, because it's going to be an interesting next season as we wait to see what happens. But please don't forget to click like, don't forget to subscribe to this channel because it helps the page a lot, and we'll meet again on another video maybe later this evening today, because I won't be available in the afternoon. So later this evening we'll meet again as we'll be talking about other transfer news and whatever other developments that are happening in the world of transfer news. So thank you very much for watching. This has been your host Sam, and this has been the Football Connect, and we'll